Hi and hello everyone. Welcome to the day 2 of performance management webinar with me. This is your instructor Rizwan Maniya. I hope you all are doing well and you all are ready for this fantastic day 2. I hope you enjoyed day 1 session of PM webinar. Kindly confirm, is my voice clear, audible to all of you in the chat box, please? Okay, just one confirmation. Great. Thank you very much for confirming, everyone. I hope the first day of the webinar went well. Those who were part of the first day, did you enjoy the first day session? Yes or no? I hope it really gave you the right confidence, and obviously you were able to understand things in a much better way. All right, then let's begin with day 2. Without further delay, you guys know how you have to remain connected with me during the webinar, and that is through this chat box that is given to you here. Through this chat box, you will be with me in this day 2 of webinar. Okay. Uh, do join the Global PM WhatsApp group if you're not part of it. The team will just share the group link. Be part of this latest group. I'm working on some exciting things for this paper this time. We will be sharing all those things in those groups. So admin, please, if you can share the group link in the chat box. Those who are not part of this latest group, be part of it, and those who will watch in form of recordings later on, they can contact our team, the admission team, and this team will be uh, very much helpful in terms of providing the link, and will provide you the link. You can even WhatsApp me for any help, for any message, for any discussion that you need to do. You can connect with me at this number, and I will be very happy to help you. Okay. All right. So the plan for today is to target section C, question again, section B, and section A. So this is what we did yesterday, section C and B. Now today we will be targeting C, B, and A. I did mention that revision batch has already, so revision batch will be starting from tomorrow. Those students who are interested can join the revision batch. This revision batch will include top 25 to 30 important exam areas, okay, plus the practice questions in relation to these areas will be part of these, followed by a grand revision that will be conducted, okay, and 2 mocks with debrief will also be part of this, and 1 script will be marked. Okay, 1 script will be marked. So this is the revision batch, a very good opportunity for those students who are doing self-study, and they can enter into this batch. If you are doing self-study, you can be part of this batch at a very huge price discount. and take benefit. Definitely, it will help you a lot. We will provide you a plan as well. This is starting from tomorrow, that is 6th of May. From 6th May, we are starting this. So make sure you do join if you are doing self-study. The regular students, the research students who are already part of my batch, for them it is not relevant because all those things are already available to them. Okay. So to whom you may contact, you can just simply go to our website, that is www.vifhe.com. You will see the revision batch. You can select the batch and directly enroll into the batch, or you can contact our admission department as well. And the number of admission department is the same number, this one here. You can contact them at this number and they will be happy to help you and provide the details. So the revision batch will start from tomorrow, and there will be a plan as well for the upcoming next few days. Okay. So that's it. I hope this is clear to all of you. The details and information you can grab from the team. This is a very crucial revision batch, a last chance, a last booster in order to pass the exam. All right. Now, today's topics includes financial, non-financial performance. As you all know, performance measurement is one of the very important areas of exam. Almost every time you see one question coming in CRQs. Plus, when I review my exam performance report of so many students, I clearly see that this is one area or one CRQ in which students are struggling, in which they do struggle, in which there is a problem. They are not handling this area in a proper way. So this is one weak area. So let's put more effort to make it simple for you. Then we'll be moving towards specialist costing technique area, advanced costing technique area of life cycle costing. Okay. So let's begin with the first one. Performance measurement, assessing the performance of an organization financially and non-financially. Okay. Let me just confirm. Are you people okay in terms of the screen quality? Is it clear to all of you? Confirm, please. Okay, the screen is blurred. Let me ask the team to check if they can do anything about it. Okay, we'll continue. They will do whatever needs to be done. Let's continue. Okay. I hope they'll be able to fix this blurry screen. Now, financial indicators, non-financial indicators. See, a performance of an organization. Okay, let me show you the contact number again. Here is the contact number of the admission department. Okay, this is the one. Okay, Umair, clear? All right. Now, see, as I said, to judge the performance of an organization, you cannot just rely on financial information. Okay? Financial information will indicate you historical performance of an organization. What has happened in the past, how you have performed in the past. But what is important, that what the company will be doing in future. I'm not saying financials are not important, but yes, at the same time, it is also important to consider how the future looks like. So to ensure that your future is secure, you need to have a good balance over non-financial indicators as well. You cannot simply rely on financial indicators. Okay? So non-financials will help you to understand qualitative and quantitative factors, okay, in a better way. So you are able to understand further qualitative and quantitative factors in a better way, as non-financials will indicate the future of an organization in terms of how much satisfied your customers are. So customer satisfaction is one thing that you will be able to figure out through non-financials, plus staff morale, plus product quality. Okay, so these are the things that non-financials will indicate. Because if your profitability ratios are really good, like your operating profit margin, gross profit margin, net profit margin, maybe return on capital employed, all these are showing really good results when you look at the previous year. The question is, will you be able to sustain those financial ratios? You will be able to sustain the financial numbers? If yes, this means you will only be able to do when your non-financials are good. Your customers are happy. Your product quality is good. Your staff is satisfied. So to ensure that your financials are not affected in the future, you have to perform well in terms of non-financial performance. Okay? So how to ensure that we cover both? So we determine critical success factors, areas in which a business should win. These CSFs would be relating to financial areas as well as would be related to non-financial areas as well. Okay? Like your CSF could be related to sound liquidity of an organization. Okay? Continuous growth of an organization, survival of an organization. At the same time, your CSFs would also be related to constant innovation. Okay? Constant innovation, high product quality, maintaining high product quality. This could be a CSF. So your critical success factors should be focusing on both the financial side and the non-financial side. And if that is the case, you will have a balanced focus. So once you have these critical success factors, then you will be able to determine KPIs, key performance indicators. Now, you know what KPI does. What is the role of KPI? So it is very clearly written. KPI measure the CSF achievement, whether we will be achieving the critical success factors CSFs or not. So this is KPI. Okay. So your KPIs automatically would be focusing on the financial side, known as financial KPIs, and would be focusing on non-financial financial side known as non-financial KPIs. So when I say financial KPIs, again, profitability group, ROS, profit margins, gross profit margin, net profit margin, gearing ratio includes another financial ratio like financial gearing, operational gearing, investor ratios include EPS, DPS. But on the other hand, you need to have measures like percentage, customer ratings. Okay, this is a non-financial measure. Number two, number of new products that you have launched, plus number of repeat orders, how many orders you are getting again and again from the customers, plus percentage customer retention, plus percentage staff retention. See, these measures are very important as well. You have to have these measures in your system, because if you won't, then obviously your financials in future will not show favorable results. Are you with me? So keeping a balance between financial and non-financial is the most important thing. And because to ensure balance, you did cover models like balance scorecard, building block model for service businesses. They by force ensure that you keep a balance between the financial and non-financial side. Okay. Now, how to handle a performance measurement question? This is very important. There are 7 do's that I want to share with you people. To be able to tackle this properly, there are 7 do's that you have to keep in your mind. The first one, as I always say, and I will discuss this very soon today in a while. Read the requirement and the verb specifically. Okay? What exactly the verb is. So, let's elaborate this first. Whenever you read the question, you need to figure out different verbs and objects, as I always say. A verb could be state, explain, discuss, compare, calculate. Okay, there could be multiple verbs, right? And these verbs does have a different meaning, because when you look at a verb, what comes to your mind? The action that you have to perform. The action that you have to perform. So, state, explain, discuss, compare, calculate. All these verbs have different actions to be done. In state and in explain, the level of detail is different. So when you are required to state the advantages of flexible budget compared to explain the advantage of flexible budget, the detail will be more when it comes to explain. Because in state, you will just mention the advantage only. Like it will ensure like with like comparison. Okay? So this is an advantage. But in explain, you have to mention the reason. Why is that an advantage? Why is that an advantage? That is, company will be able to compare the performance like with like. You can compare the actual results with the budgeted results at the same activity level. That gives you like with like comparison. So in state, you just mention the advantage. Okay, this is the advantage. In explain, you will mention why that is an advantage. In discuss, you usually cover both the aspects, the pros, the cons. Okay. In comparison, you compare the techniques. You compare them by you compare them by their features one by one. This is part of this technique, this is not part of this technique. So every verb has a distinctive meaning and you need to understand it. Now, these verbs are actually used on different objects. We call these objects as elements as well, and I call this as the subject matter, which means your answer will be for this element. This is the subject matter in relation to which you have to use this verb. So when it says advantages of flexible budget, then there is no need to define flexible budget. You have to write on it advantages only. When it says steps of ABC, you don't have to mention advantages and drawbacks. And even the definition, focus should be on steps. So your objects actually gives you the clarity that even if ABC is tested, even if flexible budget is tested, even if zero-based budget is tested, you do not have to write everything about zero-based budget, everything about incremental budget. You have to answer the specific area of that. That is the beauty of object. Your direction will not go off track. Okay? So whenever you read a question, the first rule of thumb for CRQ theoretical questions is find out verbs and objects. You may find more than one verbs or objects, and the word and will give you the clarity that in one question they are asking you to answer two things. In one question they are asking you to answer three things, for example. They may use different verbs. They may use different objects. They may use one verb and for two objects. They may use two verbs for two objects. Okay? And do look at the marks available as well, because if there are extra requirements that you have to answer, so your marks will be allotted based on that. You will not be getting complete marks if you cover just one part of the answer and you skipped the other one, because your marks allocation is according to that. Okay? So tip number one, whenever you deal with narrative CRQ theory based questions, you will be looking at verbs and objects. Tip number two is you have to decide what type of question is. Is it knowledge based question or is that an application based question? Okay. Now knowledge based is a very simple one where you just have to use your knowledge, like advantages of flexible budget. So whatever advantages are in your mind, you will write it. Drawbacks of ZBB, zero-based budget, you will write it. Definitions of any variances. Explain the model balance scorecard. Explain building block model. These are all knowledge-based questions. The problem that arises in case of students is application-based questions, where you are supposed to relate that with the scenario. That is where the problem comes. So, a question may ask you to write the advantages of maybe rolling budgets, but not in general, but in relation to alpha company. Drawbacks, not in general, in relation to beta company. Assess the performance of the manager of gamma company. Assess the financial, non-financial performance of Y company, X company. So that is where application comes. That is where scenario and the information given the scenario becomes very important. So always understand and ask yourself the second question is this application based or knowledge based? Okay, done. Now coming back to the 7 do's in performance measurement question is read the requirement and work specifically. It could be discuss, it could be assess. Okay. Then, because performance measurement question in CRQ would have a weightage of 20 marks. Okay, 20 marks. So simple rule I want to communicate with you people is because the marking scheme is 1.8 minutes per mark. Because the marking scheme is 1.8 minutes per mark. And you know this, right? So as per this marking scheme of 1.8 minutes per mark, the rule that you have to remember is 6R 8 or 10C, 8 or 10C, 20D. Now, what is this rule? Because it's a 20 mark question, so the rule is very simple, which means 6 minutes you have to spend reading the question, 8 to 10 minutes for calculations, 8 to 10 minutes for calculations, okay, and 20 minutes for discussion. 36 minutes you have, right? You have to solve this in 36 minutes, okay? So, if you have 36 minutes, so 6 minutes for the reading of the scenario with high concentration, underline things the way I'll do it in a while, 8 to 10 minutes max for the calculation side, and 20 mark for discussion, 20 minutes for discussions. 20 minutes. Remember, only calculate those ratios that you intend to discuss. Because if you are calculating a huge list of ratios, which you think you don't have any time to comment on those, it's useless for you then. The marks, the weightage of calculations is less in performance measurement question of financial and non-financial. So what is the rule? 6R, 10C, 20D. Okay? You can make mind maps, but for me, I think reading the scenario is more important here. It's better that you highlight important things in these 6 minutes, okay? Then, simple working strategy and writing strategy is CCD. Now, what is CCD? Comment is the first C. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Calculate is the first C. Comment is the second C. Discuss is D. Now, calculate is simple. Whatever ratio you want to calculate, you will calculate it. Comment and discussion is something that starts when you're starting your commentary on it. So you do mention first of all that has this ratio better than the previous year? If it is better than the previous year, you say the performance is good. If there are any targets available, you compare this ratio with some target. And if it is more than the target, you said, yes, target has been achieved. The performance is good here. Okay. So either you compare with your previous years, either you compare with the targets that are given to you, or you compare with any industry average that is available to you, or any competitor data that is available to you. So in comment, you specifically compare and then say, okay, this is good, this is not good. If you met the target, you say this is good, met the target. If you didn't met the target, it is bad, target not met. If from previous year your performance is better, so you'll say performed well. Otherwise, say performance is not good. So this is the first thing that you write, and that is comment. Now, after the comment, for example, if the comment was, yes, the performance is good as the revenue has gone up from 10 to 15%. Then comes discussion part. Why the revenue has gone up. So if your scenario provides you sufficient information, sufficient reasons you have, then you must write those reasons. Those should be available in the scenario. So try maximum to link with the scenario. Try maximum to use the scenario. Okay? So when it comes to discuss, you mention the reason for such a performance. So C is calculate. Another C is comment by comparing with the previous year or industry average, whatever it is, good or bad, something. This is what we write. And discussion means you tell why this happened, why revenue gone up, why it has gone down, why the cost has gone up, why the cost has gone down, why ROS has gone up, why ROS has gone down. So this deals with the reasons, but scenario based. Scenario based. Okay. So this is already mentioned here in discussion. Why something has changed, do link with the scenario wherever possible. Alas. Okay. Okay. Then use subheadings and different short paragraphs for answering. If they are giving you some sort of a format, use that. Otherwise, your answer will be in headings and short paragraph. Plus, when already something is given to you in terms of percentages, okay, so you will use relative terms for it, which means you will work out percentage change in that. For example, if they have given you customer retention ratio of 77%, okay, of last year, and this year it has gone up to 80%, so it is already given to you in percentage. So you will work out its percentage change, like 80 minus 77 divided by 77 will give you that by how much percentage the retention ratio has gone up, by how much percentage the retention has gone up. So anything that is given to you in percentage, it is better to work out percentage change in relation to that for the discussion purpose. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Short paragraphs, headings and subheadings to be used, neat and clean answer presentation is what will give you marks for performance measurement, financial, non-financial. I hope these 7 do's are clear. Now 7 don'ts that are very important. So which mistakes do you need to avoid? Over calculating ratios. Too much of ratios, if you calculate, that's bad. Or underwriting, which means too much of calculations, but you are not discussing those ratios. That is not acceptable. Only calculate those ratios that you intend to comment upon. Okay. Number 2, not linking your answer to the scenario. This is what the question is about. It's about scenario only. You are measuring the performance of X company, Y company, Z company. So if you are assessing or reviewing the performance of a certain company and your answers are general, the answers are not specific to that company, it's useless. Okay. This is a very common problem, restating your calculation as words. Now, this is where students don't discuss the performance, rather than just explain the figures again. Like this has increased from this to this. I can see it. There has been 78% change in this. This is clear. Do not restate your calculations in words. Do not explain what has happened through the numbers, what has happened to numbers through words. That is not required. You have to discuss it, why it happened, rather than what has happened, again explaining in words what has happened, again explaining in words. It's useless compared to why it has happened. Okay? Sea of words. Too much of writing is not acceptable. Too much of writing is not acceptable. Okay? Then requirement drift out of the direction. I already mentioned your objects are very important for you to ensure that you do not go off track. Okay? Stick to the requirement. And last, avoid common mistakes of producing and writing about absolute changes. So always try to convert absolute number into percentages. Like for example, if you are given with revenue of 1 year, that is 2000, and revenue for the other year of 3000. So in that, your comparison or your performance discussion should not focus on absolute number, like the revenue has increased from 2000 to 3000. This is not right. This is not right way of commenting or assessing the performance. Instead, what you do, you work out bare minimum one thing, percentage change. See, if nothing is clearly given, what to work out? Like normally, you are given with a profit and loss statement, P&L, in lot of cases in your exam questions. So not much you can work out through profit and loss other than operating profit margin or gross profit margin or net profit margin. If no balance sheet is given, mainly your focus will be on percentage change. I always say you can work out percentage change of revenue, percentage change in types in different for different costs. So percentage change will be very crucial, like the new figure minus the old figure divided by old will give you percentage change. So you can work out percentage change for revenue, you can work out percentage change for profits, you can work out percentage change for each and every separate cost item as well, like distribution cost, like administration cost, like academic cost, like payroll cost, like admin cost. You can work out that. Okay? So we are not required to comment on the absolute changes or absolute numbers. Better to work out percentages. I hope these 7 don'ts are also clear to you. By the way, these are not 7, these are 8 don'ts. Okay? 8 don'ts are given, 7 do's, 8 don'ts. Remember, in performance measurement question, it's now time to start with our first question for today. Before I start, another tip. It's all tips and tips and tips that you are getting. Number 1, using the word item in CB, you should not jot down a very short answer plan of bullet points. Sorry, you should jot down a very short answer plan of bullet points, and these bullet points essentially become headings to your answer. So yes, when you are about to write the answer, yes, planning is needed. Planning is needed. Planning is needed. So you plan the answer. When you plan the answer, you think about the headings or main elements that you'll be focusing in your answer. And those headings can work for your answer as well. Normally, I give students a very simple guidance is when you are reading a question, you found out that there are 2 elements or 2 objects or 3 objects, like advantages of something, plus the question requires you to mention alternatives other than the one that they are using. So these advantages can become the heading, alternative may become the heading. So in very simple terms, if you don't know which headings to use, your object, your elements written in the question can work as headings for you. Can work as headings for you. Okay? In simple terms. Last, make sure you're answering what is required to be answered, not what you know. not what you know. I hope these tips are clear. It's now time to move towards our first question for today. I hope these tips will be very valuable one for you. Let me open the CBE platform. All the paid students, you can also join the portal. All right, so let's begin with a question, a very, very good question, to be very honest. And question like these I've seen do create trouble for the students. And today, let's try to make this super easy for you people. Let's do something very different. So let's see what needs to be done. Okay. Robinholt University is the question that we are doing. A very good question, to be very honest. Uh, First, I'll read the requirement. As you know, this is what I encourage you people to do as well a lot. Read the requirement. Okay. So, first of all, there are not many requirements, to be very honest. There is just one requirement here, which says using the Robin University's 5 strategic aims. Now, this is very important. 5 aims. Okay. Examinable verb is assess. Assess its performance for 20x6. Okay. So you have to use the company's aims. Now, question like these, I like these questions because these are not open-ended questions. These are close-ended questions because the question itself gives you the clarity that you have to assess the performance against some criteria. And what criteria they are talking about is the 5 aims. 5 aims. Okay, 5 aims. So we will be actually assessing the performance in terms of these 5 aims. Okay. I'll read the 5 aims in a while. First, I would like to read the scenario. One important note is given here. There are 4 marks available for calculations, all right, and 16 marks for discussion. Wow, 16 marks for discussion. Use the headings in the template below to structure your answer. So that I'll show you what to do in that case. Now, 16 marks for discussion. Those who love calculations, those who rely on passing the paper through calculations, for you all, it's clearly written just 4 marks. Okay? Let's read the scenario. Few special guidelines for every performance measurement question, especially the one in which you are assessing the performance of the organization. You read the scenario. While reading, you have to ensure few important things. One by one, as I'll move on, I'll highlight those. Robin University is one of the largest and most popular universities in the country of Rich Puri. Wow. Okay. The first 1.5 line, maybe 2 lines or 1 line, will give you the clarity about the nature of the business. What work do they perform? What work do they perform? Okay. So, do they perform a manufacturing work or a service work? What they do? So basically, it's a university It's a service business. So I always say students that do figure out the nature of the business, especially while solving financial, non-financial questions, because you have to assess the performance. And to assess the performance, you should understand the business, what work they do, what is their nature of work. Why? Because see, you should have some background about that company. I'm not saying you will find it every time, but university is a very common example. So think of any university in your country. You do have different universities in your country. I know you are doing ACCA. In ACCA, there are no universities. I know your university deprived students, but you know good universities. Okay, so just imagine the names of those universities so that you are better able to understand the issues, the problems, the information that is given. Okay, so the first thing to highlight is the nature of the business. People highlight everything in the scenario, and they at the end are not sure which is what is important, what is not. So few guidelines. Number one, nature of the business is what you should highlight. Number two, any information that is given in form of numbers, digits, in form of percentages, you should highlight them. Okay. So it had 27,000 registered students in 20x6, whereas the number of students in 20x5 were 24,000. The company university managed to increase its student numbers in 20x6 by making the entry requirement for students slightly lower than in previous years. All courses at the university last for 3 years. Okay, now any sort of numbers, any sort of percentages you should highlight. On top of it, any important decision or any action, deliberate action, any action taken by the company, you should highlight it. Any action. Okay. Plus any fact that is mentioned about, like economy is moving towards downturn, some government changes. So any sort of important facts and any sort of actions taken by the company, you should highlight. So this is a very important decision that they took, and that was to make entry requirement easier. And I can simply relate this with ACCA qualification. Way back 15 years back, if I recall, there was a strict entry route towards ACCA, like your marks, submissions and all. 15 to 17 years back, they changed this policy to make it more commercial organization, to be very honest, and I'll be very open about it. And now they market by saying anybody can do ACCA. I'm not against anyone doing ACCA, but at least it's not possible for everyone to do ACCA. Try to understand this. The entry route is so easy that anybody can come into ACCA. At the end, who loses? It's the student who loses at first. Maybe the initial papers are easy for them to pass, but later on they get stuck in part 2 and 3. So who loses at the end? It's the student. Money, time, effort, motivation, morale is what all goes down, because the entry route is so simple and the marketing tool that they use is anybody can do ACCA. That's wrong. There should be some barrier so that at least those who think they can do it, those who at least you get an opportunity to judge yourself at the start. Will I be able to do it or not? So your time will save, your money will save, your effort will save. Maybe at the initial phase, you may go to some other area, some other qualification that better suits you. But because it's a commercial organization in terms of getting the students, like everybody can do ACCA. So this is what they did. And what they said, entry requirement got easier, which means more people will take admission in the university. And when I say more, see, it's a common sense. Then quality will suffer. Student quality will suffer. Not high quality people will be inducted in the university. I'm not against people who are of low quality in terms of academics. No. Maybe you are not made for that particular thing. You can do something else which you will not be able to identify at the early stage. Anyway, so they took this decision. This helped them to increase their admission number from 24,000 to 27,000. 24,000 to 27,000. Okay. So it's an important decision they took. It's an important action they took, which actually had an impact on the numbers. So highlighted, man, any fact, any action that affects the numbers in this question of performance assessment, you must figure out that. Okay. All courses at the university last for 3 years. So it should be very clear in your mind that those who will induct in 20x6 will pass out in 20x7, 8. Okay. So they'll pass at the end of 20x8. Okay. So it takes 3 years to complete this course. Robinholt University has 5 strategic aims. 5 strategic aims. Okay. What are those aims? Number 1. Now, let me tell you, your answer, your assessment has to be done against these aims. So if you are not understanding the aims, you cannot solve this question. When I say it is a closed-ended question, which is a good thing, but at the same time, a failure to understand the aim, which means you can never be able to assess against the aim. I want you to, your parents want you to, your colleagues want you to, your organization boss wants you to do a specific task considering this in mind. But if you forget the main idea while doing the task, he will call you, slap you and say, get lost. When I told you the scope of the work, when I told you the perimeter to follow, why didn't you do it? So these are the 5 aims that you need to understand. Be with me, why this is super interesting. Number 1, provide education. Provide education which promotes intellectual initiative and produces confident and ambitious graduates. Ambitious graduates who have reached the highest academic standard, to prepare them for success in life and workplace. Okay, so there are a lot of things hidden in this first aim. Lot of things hidden in first aim. I would want to further emphasize intellectual initiative. Okay. Confident and ambitious graduates who have reached highest academic standards. Okay. To prepare them for success in life and workplace. It's such a detailed aim because every word counts. A student can only be able to justify here is by understanding the aim completely, not just, oh, a general aim. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Understand each and every term. Number 1, intellectual initiative. So I need to have a measure that will assess this first one. Number 2, confident, ambitious graduate. I need to have a measure to check this. Highest academic standard. I need to have a measure to check this. Success in life and workplace, I need to check this. So this means to check these components one by one, it is important to break them into pieces. Okay? And then you need to have right measures, information to check these. It's not a very general objective or aim. Oh man, you need guidance. You need someone to explain you how to handle it. And once you understand it, you are cheetahs, man. You are cheetahs. You are super. You can do it. The problem is there's no one to explain you properly, or if there are some people to explain you like me, you don't listen to them. Anyways, in both the cases, the result is bad then. Number 2, to provide an organized, efficient learning environment. Organized, efficient learning environment with access to cutting edge technology and facilities. Oh, cutting edge technology and facilities. So, like we started with VIFHE, we started with learning glass technology. That was cutting edge technology and facility at that time as well. Still it is at that time as well. So basically, this should be your second aim. Third, to be a leader in sustainable business practices. Now, unfortunately, if we don't know what sustainable business practice is, we'll not be able to measure it, which protect environment and support local people, which means your business model should be a sustainable model. That is, you have to not just focus on making money, but your business model will be a sustainable model when, other than making money, you are also looking after the environment. You are looking after the local people, the community. You are helping them, supporting them. Okay? To provide attractive and innovative conference and event facilities. Okay? So they also have this feature as well in their business model, attracting clients both nationally and internationally. Conference and event facility. There are different event facilities or conference halls available in universities. Okay, to be recognized both nationally and internationally for the scope and relevance for their research work. So you can expect universities to do research work as well. Okay. Research work. If I just want to learn these 5, the first looks the most heaviest one. The first looks the most heaviest one because of a lot of things written here. The first one is like my thumb. Thumb is the most fatty part of your finger. Okay. Thumb. Fatty. Number 1, intellectual initiative. Confident, ambitious graduates, highest academic standard, success in life and workplace. The most heaviest. Okay. Number 2, good, efficient learning environment using high technology. Third, helping environment and people. Fourth, attractive conference facilities, event facilities. Fifth, good research institute or a university. Done? Very nice. Now, the table is available here. $2,000 x6 2000 x 5. You can see tuition fees, research grants. These are part of income, okay? So you earn revenue from it. Tuition fees is the admission fee, academic fee. Research grants, the research you do, you get revenue from it. Conference and other events, what you do, you get revenue from it. Expenditure side, academic staff costs, the teaching staff costs, administration staff costs, the one that handles the admin side, premises, facilities, and technology cost to provide good learning environment. Event and conference cost, separate cost category for event is given to you. Research grants, separately given. Sustainability and community assistance is also separately given. Okay? Total expenditure is available. Surplus, by looking at this surplus word, it seems it's not a profit-oriented organization. It's a not-for-profit organization that will not write profit or loss, but will write surplus or deficit, maybe, okay? Right. Every year, final year, students complete final year, the one who are graduating, okay, after 3 years, complete a survey run by National Organization for Students, okay? This is NOS. In this, they have to agree or disagree with the statements made. Extracts from these for the last 2 years are shown below. The percentage rates shown the number of students who agreed with the statements made. Let's look at the statements here. Agreed or disagreed, okay? Teaching. The course is intellectually. So the objective was intellectual, okay? Intellectually stimulating and quality of teaching high. People who agreed in 20x5 were 86%. People who agreed in 20x6, 83%. Academic support. I have received good advice, support with my studies from academic staff. 86, 82. Organization and management. The course is well organized and its administration is good. 90, 91. The standard of rooms, facilities, equipment is good. 92, 83. The course has helped me to develop as a person. Success in life. Workplace. 82, 89, 80, 82. Overall satisfaction. Overall, I'm satisfied with the quality of the course. 83, 81. Halas. This is the survey results. Separate survey results. The overall satisfaction percentage is used by the education authority, okay, to set the maximum level. Now, this satisfaction percentage overall is used by education authority. Obviously, every country, city has its education authority, okay? So there is an education authority who uses this percentage to set maximum level of tuition fees. Maximum level of tuition fees that university can charge each year and is seen as the main measure of both success internally and externally. So a very key measure to judge the performance, and based on this, the education authority, the government, educational minister, whatever who looks after it, sets the maximum fee that you can charge. Other key information. So it's all information and information and information. Questions like these are difficult to control in terms of information. So you have to be very, very, very focused. Other information. Student graduating with a first class honors degree, highest class attainable, 28 to 20%. Employers happy with graduates from Robinholt University, that yeah, your people were really good, 75 to 72. Ratio of students to staff member, that how many students are taught by each member. It went up from 35 students to 40 students. Staff retention rate, how many are with you intact? 90 went to 75. The staff retention in 20x5 was consistent with previous year, which means in previous year, it was same as 90%. Data gathered from students who graduated in 20x5 showed that those people who got graduated in 20x5, 65% of the students got a job within 1 year compared to 68% who got job within 1 year in 20x4. So if you see in 20x4, more people got a job compared to 20x5. Okay. In 20x5, Robinholt University, wow, so much to read. Robinholt University won Green Environmental Award for their campus, which all have extensive recycling facility, environmental concerns. Students were also involved in a local grow to give food sharing project that year, helping the people. See how I'm relating with that year, which provided thousands of pounds worth of fresh produce to food banks, offering food to poor residents due to staff shortages. An important fact, okay? The university was not involved in this project in 20x6. The recycling bins have also been abandoned because of the cost of using them. Every year, the University Research Council issues a range of prestigious awards for contribution to research. Okay? One of the university's main competitors, in the area won an award in 20x5 for their contribution to some research on genetics. The company university has yet to win an award for research. Okay? However, in 20x5, it did win an innovation award for its new innovative conference facility, which have attracted number of clients in the last year. What all they have given, I know it's too much of information, but all this is massively important, very important, very useful. And I think a good student, first of all, should be relaxed in examination, should be relaxed, okay? Should be relaxed. This is what I said earlier. Should be relaxed, should be confident, should have sufficient time to solve this question. Will be able to make it, will be able to do it easily. Why I'm using the word easily? Because to be very honest, I'll be very honest here, question like this just requires you to use relevant information available in the scenario. You should have the skill set just to use the information. That's it. I know it seems a lengthy question. I know it's a lengthy question. I know the question may surprise people, but please, it's not impossible. You just have to smartly solve it. That's it. Smartly solve it, and you will do it smartly, you'll be able to make it. Okay? Let's not be too much in negative mindset. I'll make this super easy for you. Super easy for you. So we'll start with the question. Just give me a minute, please. We just need to refresh our system window. In few seconds, I'll be able to do it. Okay. We'll again, so that we can start the solution. All right, guys, let's start with the easy marks first. And the easy marks are calculation based. Okay. First, the calculation part. What to calculate? Now, if you look here, all these information is given to me already in terms of percentages that I can use. Everything is almost available here in terms of percentages. I can use. What I can do here is, is to calculate everything in terms of percentage increase or decrease. Okay. So I don't know whether it is possible for me to copy this. Let me try. I'm sure I won't be able to copy all this. Yeah, oh, we have been able to do it. Okay. That looks good. Okay. Now this is 20x6. This will save my time massively. 20x6 and this is 20x5. Okay. Here as well, I can simply copy this all. We'll paste here. Perfect. Very nice. Beautiful. Lovely. And things that are in absolute numbers, I'm converting them into percentage. This will not take time. Peanuts. Less time. 4 marks. What I'm doing, I'm just calculating their percentage change. And how I'll do it? I will do this intelligently. Current figure minus previous figure, divide by previous figure. You can see here, B3 minus C3 divide by C3. Just convert this into percentage. Okay, done. Now, you guys don't understand this. That if you cover things properly, and practice is key. You cannot do this on the day of exam very calmly. You need to practice. Control C, Control V. Oh yeah, so simple. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. 4 marks done. Smart paper solving technique. Smart way of handling it. Done. At least say something. 4 marks in your pocket. Something else that is given to me in terms of absolute numbers. Yeah, I have the students count here in absolute numbers. Student count 27,000 and 24,000. Other than that, everything that was in absolute numbers have been converted into percentage. And other than this, everything that is given to me is already in form of a ratio or a percentage. Khalas. Done. Student count 27,000, 24,000. Okay. Control C, Control V. Done. 4 marks completed. People say a PM is too difficult. We are not sure what to do. I don't understand this crap, to be very honest. Is this something that you can do in minutes? Say yes, yaar. Khalas. Very much manageable. Very much manageable. Okay? Done. You can easily do this. Now, I have these percentages with me. For my assessment, I'll be using these. Calculation done. Now, 16 marks, 16 marks for discussion divided by 5 aims. 5 aims. So it is not compulsory that the marks distribution per aim will be equal. Not compulsory. Because some aims require more assessment compared to other aims. But just to give you a rough idea, 16 divided by 5 means approximately 3 marks, a bit more than that per aim. Just to give you psychological relief, yaar, this is manageable. Anybody can do it. But again, few aims will require better assessment, more assessment compared to the other aims. All right. So I will start with the first one. Now, as per the exam, aim 1. So under aim 1, I'll assess aim 1 here. Aim 2, under aim 2, I'll assess aim 2 here. Okay. Aim 3, yes, I'll assess aim 3 here. Aim 4, I'll assess aim 4 here. Aim 5, I'll assess aim 5 here. Okay. So I will be assessing every aim separately. This is how they wanted me to do it. This is how they wanted me to do it. Okay. So now, because once I'll start, there's no stop. We have to complete it in one go. So let's start with the first aim. To provide education which promotes intellectual initiative. I'll highlight here and we'll try to find out anything that will be good in terms of measuring this. Okay. So what can I use in order to measure this? For intellectual capital, I can simply use this first. Intellectually stimulating and quality of teaching method. Now, any dumb person can even do this. I'm not encouraging this, but just to give you clarity, intellectual initiative, intellectual stimulating. That's it. From 86, it went to 83. So this one area can be measured in a very simple way. Okay. I'll be writing answer in bullets for now. I will provide the drafted answer later on. Once I will share the materials and it will be provided to you. Just to save our time, let's quickly consider this in terms of different bullets for now. Okay. Now, for first aim, there are different performance measures that will be considered. Okay. Done. Now, survey question 1. Now we know what survey question 1 was. Was the course intellectually stimulating and quality of teaching was high. If you see here, in this regard, from 86, it went to 83. Okay? Indicating the performance went down from 86% to 83%. Okay? Indicating that performance is not good. Clear? Do you agree with me? For this first aim, this measure will be useful. Like, were we intellectually stimulating and quality teaching was high? This is a very good measure to check this. Halas. Simple. Simple. You can easily assess this without any problem. Are you with me, everyone? Yes or no? Okay. What else in this first aim? Intellectual initiative. Number 2, produces confident and ambitious graduates. Confident and ambitious graduates. Now, let's have a look. Use this. Use this. Confident and ambitious graduate. If you ask them, did the course develop you as a person? They will say, yes, it did develop me as a confident person. And the ratio from 80 went to 82. 82. So now let's come back. So easy. Okay, whenever I will change the paragraph, I'll create more space. Okay? Oh. Okay, now the performance of Robinholt University in producing confident and ambitious graduates. Ambitious graduates. Ambitious graduates can be measured by considering the personal development feedback which shows improvement, okay, from 80 to 82%. Alas, here the performance seems okay. Here the performance seems good. Are you with me? Which means they are developing confident and ambitious graduates. The performance is good here, hence more confident and ambitious graduates are being produced. Done. Understanding it, what I'm doing, nothing special. What detailed explanation? Whatever information I have, I'm trying to use it. See, performance measure is assessing the performance now. I don't have to get into something that is too much assumption based. The measure is there. I'm assessing the performance. Khalas. That's it. Okay. Now, please be with me. Promotes intellectual initiative, produce confident, ambitious graduates. Next, highest academic standards. Did they achieve highest academic standards? You tell me anything you have here that you can use to measure highest academic standard. Come on, you tell me. Any idea? Yes, you have. Staff graduating with a first class honor degree. High class. First class honor degree. Okay, so I can assess this for highest academic standard assessment measure like will indicate this. So Robinholt University performance has been poor here as from what? From 28 to 20. The measure has gone from 28% to 20%. This is. Are you with me? Now, I'm not saying you just reinstate the numbers. No. Come up with a reason if you can. Come up with the reason if you can. So, if you see here, so I can relate this. My academic standard has gone down and this is a concerning part. Now my academics went down. What could be the reason? What could be the reason for my academics going down? Very nice. The first thing that is so much relatable is I can see my quality of teaching got affected. I saw in the first measure as well. And that is maybe the staff, student to staff ratio has gone up. Now here the reasons are coming. From 35 to 40. From 35 to 40. Okay. So I feel the first measure that I mentioned above, from 86 to 83, it went here. Okay. In this case, this one and this one, all might got affected by lower staff members to handle the students. Previously, one tutor handling 35 students, one member handling 35 students. Now, one member handling 40 students. 40 students. So, I'll mention here the reason. The reason, I'll use the word possible, okay? The possible reason for first measure and the possible reason for this for reduction in quality, okay, could be the student to staff ratio from 35 increased to 40, indicating more students are now handled by one staff member. Are you with me? Yes, the quality may compromise. Yeah, I said na, academic quality, both affected because of this. Are you getting the point? Yes or no? Now, I can prove this. This can be further proved by comparing what? Guys, be with me. By comparing what? You will be shocked. Your student head count increased by 13%. Student head count increased by 13%. On the other hand, your staff cost increased by 6%, which means you did not increase the staff in order to cater more students. Student count went up 13%, staff cost increased by 6%. And just assume in this 6%, there might be some salary rise impact as well. So again, it means less staff has been recruited by them. Are you with me? Are you with me? So if you see here, by comparing 13% student increase versus 6% staff cost increase. Okay? So the increase in staff member was less than the student increase. Quality will compromise. Alas, Are you with me? Say yes or no. And I did mention there might be increase in the staff wages. Maybe the current people, you might have increased their salary as well. So if that is the case, so this 6% does includes the salary impact. Don't forget, this 6% might include salary rise as well. Done? Guys, perfect. So the reduction, listen, so the reduction in intellectual initiative and highest academic standard, the reduction in these two could possibly because of less people now to handle the students. Are you with me? Yes or no? And you can see here, I have one more measure that will further confirm me this bad academic support is this one. Just check here. From 86 to 82%. This is further confirming that yes, quality has gone down. The academic support has gone down. So I'll mention this further is reflected by considering the academic support in terms of advice and support for studies going down from 86% to 82%. A further evidence that yes, this failure is affecting the business. Students are less satisfied now. Okay? Students are less satisfied now. Are you with me? Okay. Indicating less student satisfaction. My friends, I am not just restating the figures in words. I hope you are agreeing with me. I am not just restating the figures. What I'm doing more is what? Making possible connections for the bad performance, explaining why this happened. Remember the rule: calculate, comment, discuss. So calculations done. Commenting says good or bad. What could be the reason? Linking with the scenario. And I can further relate if you want to, you can. You can even see this retention ratio of staff has gone down. This means staff is even not happy by handling such a pressure and they're leaving the organization because prior to that, prior to 20x5, the retention was constant. People were not leaving the organization. All changes are so much relatable with the increase in the headcount. One question can come to your mind. I don't know whether it did came or not. Nobody said that the entry requirements have been made easier and that is why the student quality may went down. If you have mentioned this, you are wrong. Why? Why? It's nothing to be wrong. It's important to learn. You are wrong. Why? Because the impact of this will not be visible now. The impact of this will be visible after 3 years when they become graduates. You have done this in 20x6. So how can you relate quickly with 20x6 once they get out of this? Because you take survey from final graduates. Don't forget, this survey is conducted from final year students. Okay? So please don't mention this because you won't get marks. And thanks to ACCA, they never cut marks for bad points. Anyways, done. So I can mention here the staff retention ratio going down is a further evidence of staff being over occupied or failing to handle increase in student and their requirements. Alas, done. So a lot has been discussed about this first initiative, and I did mention this is one heavy area. Why? Because so many things. Promotes intellectual initiative. It's about education, yaar. Confident, ambitious graduates. Highest academic standards. Okay? Now, the last point, the last area of this first point, to prepare them for success in life and the workplace. So success in life and the workplace. For this workplace, which measure you think will be useful here? The one that I have already used it, I'm making those highlighted ones here. Okay. Now, which did I use anything from? Yeah, I did use staff retention from here. So I'll just highlight this. Okay. What? I did use this one as well. See, lot of measures already have been used for this first point. Now, what can I use here? What can I use here further? Employers happy with graduates. So a successful person, a successful graduate in life will be a one who is performing well at workplace, whose employer is happy with his or her performance. So if you look at this measure, it shows the employees happy with the graduates has gone down from 75 to 72%. Okay. One measure is this one. Second one is last time 68% of the graduates after becoming graduates got the job. Whereas, now this is success in life, okay? And 65% of the students this time found the job after becoming graduates. So again, I can see a dip in the student quality. Student, what can I say? Competence, skills. So, and mind you, remember, still your new induction, because of relaxed entry, is not part of the numbers. Is not part of the numbers. Okay? So let's measure. Further, the results relating to employers' happiness ratio and graduates getting jobs within first year is indicating poor performance and may be in the area in relation to success in life and workplace of students. And I will just bring one point in front of you here. Okay? Just as a caution. Just as a caution. It should be noted that relaxed entry requirement started in 20x6. Okay? So the impact of this may affect not the current ones, future, may affect the future performance in these areas adversely if nothing has been done. Adversely. Because the skill set of the student might be lower, on a lower side. So, guys, did you understood it? Okay? Now, why I'm saying this? Very relatable thing. I want to ask you, why the entry requirement was made more relaxed? Why? Why they made entry requirement more relaxed one? Why? Any answer? Yes. The answer is simple. Was to increase the student numbers. So let's see. What? Did they achieve this? Did they achieve this? Let's see. How? I will just go to the revenue and see 9% there has been increase in the revenue from tuition fee. Yes, the tuition fee went up by 9%. But again, I would ask Robinholt University the same question that I ask ACCA qualification. Even if you increase the student numbers and the revenue and the exam fee, do you achieve the objective of highly skilled qualified accountants, or producing highly skilled qualified accountants in the society? Are you compromising on that objective just to improve the revenues? The answer is what? Say, yaar. Yes. I'm harsh here. Honestly, I'm harsh here. Students are naive. They just enter it like they can do it. Any person who knows how to hold pen can do ACCA. What crap, yaar. Let's not go into this because it's a never-ending debate for me. Now, let's add the last point here. However, this decision did increase the revenue in terms of tuition fee by 9%. Okay? By 9%. Right? But it may compromise the RU's ability to achieve the first strategic aim. See, I'll be very honest again. I love this scenario. For a university, the main aim is quality education. Main aim is quality education. Your learning environment. Are you more sustainable in terms of society environment comes secondary. Do you have good conference facility comes secondary. If you are a university, do you excel in academics or not? That's it. That's the end thing for me. So that is why a very thorough analysis has been done here. I will show you the drafted format in terms of paragraphs. But major marks one can grab in this first aim because there was so much to relate to. There were so many measures one can use to assess this. Are you with me? Say yes or no. Is this easy for you to understand? Say yes or no. Is this so much practically achievable in the paper? Yes. Anything extra you did? Any extra thought you had to use here? Any extra points were required? Nothing, yaar. Everything is scenario based. Just tell me even one thing that I assumed here out of the scenario. Come on, tell me. Nothing. Questions like these are blessings. Are blessings. You should kiss these questions because everything is in the scenario. You should have the eyes to explore it. That's it. Done. Next objective. Organized, efficient learning environment with access to cutting edge technology and facilities. Okay? Okay. Which measure will be useful here to check this? Cutting edge technology. Now, one thing is the cost of technology is what I can use here. Definitely, right? Cost of the technology I can use here. I'll see the ratio later on. What else I can use in this case is student student satisfaction survey, right? In terms of standard of rooms and facility equipment. I can use this as well. No issue. Are you with me? Yes or no? Right? Okay. Lot to comment. Let's do it. First of all, to measure the performance in this area, question 1, 2, 3, 4. Question 4. Question 4 relating to learning resources will be useful here, indicating poor performance. Why? You can see here from 92 to 83, from 92% to 83%, which means students are not satisfied. Students are not happy. Okay? That is student satisfaction got affected. Alas. Okay. I can further come to the reason why this could be the possibility. Okay. Let's observe it. Let's check this. Are you with me? Reduction in the cost of premises, facilities, and technology. Why? This is not good. This is not good. This could possibly because of less money spent in the area of premises, facilities, and technology cost. Okay? Are you with me? Showing 10% reduction. So are we neglecting this aim? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, definitely. Definitely. You can further see here the course, the word organized is used here. Efficient learning environment with access to edge cutting technology and facilities. So this is a feedback about facilities, equipments. This is a feedback about how organized and administration is being done. Yaar, this is not difficult, my friends. Just look at the words. A dumb person can understand. Organized, efficient learning environment, technology facility. Look at the words. Administration, organized, room facility, equipments. So simple, yaar. So simple. Simple relationship. If you want to further relate the administration, so you can go to the cost of administration to further relate. The cost of administration has increased by 5%, whereas the student headcount increased by 13%. Student headcount increased by 13% and administration costs increased by 5%. Again, indicating less money spent. And again, in this administration cost, there might be a salary rise as well. Okay? Of the existing people, maybe, for example. Yeah. So I feel, again, staff for administration side is not enough. Again, staff is not enough. So much to write, yaar. Now I'll write openly. I'll write this openly. Okay? Further, this aim can be measured by considering the third question in survey. Okay, third question in survey. Organization and management. Right? Indicating student dissatisfaction by 9% decline. This could again be because of just 5% increase in administration staff cost compared to student increase by 13%. Yaar, so simple, yaar, so simple. Agreed? So, under staffing is indicated here as well. Which will create pressure on existing staff, thus resulting in reduction in staff turnover, retention. Wow, 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 wow. Another link with the retention. Another. Okay? So this aim is also being neglected. Neglected by are you? Wow. Did you like it, everyone? I did use these two here. I did relate with staff retention here. Okay? And the best thing is, I'm not coming up with anything extraordinary, out of the box, from outside world. Nothing, boss, nothing. When you are sitting alone and teaching, so you need to do things like these. You are seeing me, I know. For you, it's very interactive. A person is moving here and there, dancing, talking to himself in a small room. No one is here. But I know you are listening me. I know you might be listening me at 5 a.m. in the night, maybe 7 a.m. in the morning. So I want you to remain active. Okay? Clear? Next, to be a leader in sustainable business practices which protect the environment and support local people. Now, which measures here you can use? Okay. Which measures? Thanks for the compliments. Which measures? Okay. I have some information here. I did use this one. Okay, done. Anything I did for society. Here it is. Hello, here it is. The company won an award in 2005. Green Environmental Award. Okay. For their campuses, because they had recycling facilities. They conducted a food sharing project. But now, because they don't have people, we know staff shortage is there. Who told you? Arey mera bhai. Sorry, I used some Urdu here. Due to staff shortage. It means my brother C, due to staff shortages. Arey mera bhai. I don't know what arey means in English. Casual word, like yaar I say. But oh my brother, staff shortage is there. So that's why no food project and recycling bins closed because of the cost impact, cost of using them. I think we have the cost results as well. Yeah, 50% decline. 50% decline in this area. 50% decline. Almost 50, not almost, it's 50% decline. Khalas, done, completed. As far as I know, I can easily assess now. I can easily assess everything is in everything is part of the scenario that I will be using here. Okay? In this area, performance of RU is not good at all in 20x6 compared to 20x5. They did won an award in 20x5, but nothing 5 because of good recycling facilities and food sharing project. Okay, but none happened in 20x6. The cost on this area reduced by 50%. Okay, and due to staff shortage, the food project never happened. Clearly, company is losing its position in this area. Halas yaar. Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you with me? Reasons are the cost. Okay. Done. I think that's enough. See, the quantum of writing is getting lesser and lesser as I'm moving towards these aims. It is just because the less content I have and more I've written in the first part, because that was the first important aim that I had to gauge, and I did that. Got it? Good. Next, attractive, innovative conference facilities, attracting clients both nationally and internationally. So let's consider a few important things. Anything I have here? Yes. They won an award for innovative conference facility This is the first measure I can use here. Number two, I can further relate this with the revenue that has gone up for the conferences. This is again a clear sign that because your quality was good, your revenue went up. And on top of it, the cost that you incurred was under control as well. Now, how would I say this is under control? I can quickly do this for you. The conference revenue increased by 13%. 13%. The cost incurred on managing the conferences increased. It will increase for sure, na? It will increase for sure. Who is saying it will not increase? It will increase. But it's very under control because the revenue went up by 13%, whereas the cost just went up by 4%. So it's under control. It's under control. Okay? Clear? So that's it. Done. Khalas. Let's go and write about this one. The RU performance here is satisfactory. Satisfactory. Okay. The RU performance here is satisfactory because why? Tell me. Because the revenue increase is by 13% and the cost increase is by 4%, indicating good cost control and increase in the business at the same time. Also, the good performance is further backed by award won by RU in relation to come on, in relation to new innovative conference facilities. Okay, which have attracted done. Alas. So easy, yaar. So easy. All this you have to write in form of paragraphs, multiple paragraphs, multiple paragraphs. I will share the drafted answer. You will get to know. Okay, done. Next, last. Recognize both nationally, internationally for the scope and relevance of their research. So for research, let's have a look. The revenue relation to research grants went down. Costs incurred went down. Okay. Plus, and I can check here. 22% grants went down. Research grant cost went down by 22%. Okay, both same. Wow. Wow. It seems it is totally in line. Okay. Now, on the other hand, you can further gauge the performance by considering they never won an award for this research work. In fact, their competitor did won the award. So their performance is weak in this area, very much evident. Alas, that's it. I can write very quickly here. The performance in this area by RU again seems to be below par, as there is a decline in the revenue in relation to research grants by 22%. Okay. The cost reduction also is by the same percentage. Okay. Further, they never won any award in this area of work, whereas their competitor did won the award for their contribution. Copy this. I can write like this. Genetics. Khalas. Perfect. Done. Nothing else left. Now, last thing, if you see in the question, it was about commenting on overall satisfaction ratio as well. Okay. Overall satisfaction. So I don't have a separate space right now in this answer. So I will write about overall satisfaction here in the last area. Okay. Overall, because this is also part of the question, satisfaction. So now, if you see the overall satisfaction score, here it is, which is 81 right now from 83. Okay. So this is a decline overall. It's a clear sign that students are not satisfied, as this is a main indicator. Mind you, this is a main indicator, main measure of success of both internally and externally. The overall satisfaction is a main measure of success both externally, and the performance of RU is not good, as there is a decline from 83% to 81%. Okay. And let me tell you, this will also have a serious impact on new student recruitment. Yes, if people are like, we are not getting the benefit, word of mouth is very important feedback for the quality of any institute. Word of mouth, word of mouth. Okay. So let's have a look. New student recruitment will be affected. Okay. And also, RU will not be able to charge more fee as they would have liked to, as this indicator, yes, is used by education authority to set the maximum level of tuition fees. Okay? Got it? So RU needs to think how to improve their performance. Guys, are you with me? You need to improve your overall satisfaction, yes or no? Done, yaar, done. I know a lot of information was here, but a student who is relaxed from here and does have sufficient time can relate things well. I'm not expecting, neither forcing you to reproduce the same answer in exam condition, but at least try to meet 60-70% close to this answer. And if you are able to do it, okay, it's okay. We are happy. We are happy if you are able to do it. Okay? Because things were very much relatable. Very much relatable. Are you with me? Yes or no? Okay. Now, done with the answer, done how to work out the numbers, and I hope no problems as far as this is concerned. This question will be a good reflection for you people, how to handle financial non-financial in the examination and how to use the information to your own best advantage. The drafted answer will give you more clarity how to write in terms of paragraphs. Everyone, are you with me? Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on. Very nice. Very nice. Very beautiful. Lovely. So now we are moving towards the next part of your examination, that is section A. Some tips and tricks to handle section A. First, cover the whole syllabus. What? What did you say, Rizwan, Maniya? Cover the whole syllabus. Cover the whole syllabus. Okay. Remember, 3.6 minutes per question you have. 3.6 minutes per question you have. Make sure you are good in terms of fill in the blank questions and rounding of instructions. Okay? Very nice. These are Section A OTs. Read the question carefully. If it is a theory-based OT, read all the distractors. Generally, I see if it's an MCQ with 4 statements, generally 2 statements are out of the box. If not one, 2 are out of the box. 2 are the one where you really have to concentrate, because 1 is the distractor, 1 is the final answer. So the best way to read and filter out the wrong ones so that you get close to the correct ones. Okay. Read the question. Read the word is or are that has been used in OTs. Following are from the following statements, which of the statements is or are correct. Is means one will be correct. Are means more than one will be correct. Okay. Now, remember, 30 marks for Section A. As there are 15 OTs, right? Target the first 4 and 5 that are easier ones. Because easier ones will take less time, will give you more, will give you marks quickly. So target the easy ones quickly. Easy ones quickly. Okay? Are you with me? Okay. Easy ones. There are easy OTs. 4, maybe 3, 4. If there are 4 easy OTs, you grab 8 marks here. Khalas. You need how many marks to pass in Section A? 16. 16 means 8 OTs you need to make sure are correct. In 8, if you are able to solve 4 easy ones first, you grab 8 marks. If you grab 8 marks in no time, the remaining 8 you need to grab, which means the remaining 4 OTs you need to ensure are correct out of the remaining 11. You will pass. You need 16 to pass in Section A. I told you, you need 16 to pass in Section A. I told you yesterday. In Section B, you need 18 to pass out of 30. In Section C, you need 20 to pass out of 40. So if you pass in Section C, each question, if you pass in Section B, each question, if you pass overall in Section A by ensuring 8 are correct, you grab 16 marks out of 30, you will pass the entire paper. Khalas yaar, simple. Easy numbers. Got it? Okay. Now, let's move towards the most interesting Section A OTs. And why I'm using the word interesting is because your examiner, through the examination reports, have classified these interesting ones. Okay? Section A OTs. Interesting ones. Let's see why. First of all, let's solve fill in the blank. Okay. Fill in the blank. The following information has been provided for division JDR for the last year. Now, what you do, you first read the requirement so that you know the context of the question. What you are heading towards. What is RI earned by division for the last year to the nearest whole dollar? Please, rounding off, nearest whole dollar. What they want you to work out, RI. Now, you know if the question pertains to RI, what are the essential things that you need? Oh, bhai, for RI, the formula is Profit, by the way, bhai means brother, okay? Profit before interest and tax, investment, and cost of capital. Okay? And cost of capital. So, what needs to be done? What needs to be done? Nothing. The sales, revenue, pre-tax operating profit, tax, average capital employed is given to me. 11,700 is the average capital employed related to non-current assets, plant and equipment. The overall is here. The company's overall cost of capital is 6%. Okay. But due to high levels of risk in its business area, this business area, right? The cost of capital is 9% for GDR. We are talking about GDR. Okay. Work out RI. Now, these are the most famous questions. The examiner has mentioned that people struggled in these questions. Let's see why. I don't understand. For RI, I use PBIT of 3420 less notional charge on capital. Now, should I use average capital employed related to non-current asset or overall? You guys tell me. Na yaar, overall? Yes, overall. Means yes, okay. Overall. Now the debate is 6% or 9%. 6% or 9%. Those who used 6 were wrong. Why 9? Because this relates to GDR risk. The best thing about RI is RI allows you to take into account the consideration of risk by using a cost of capital that considers your risk. So that's 9%. 9%. Okay? This is 1782. Right? So once you will deduct, the answer is 1638. 1638. Are you with me? Yes or no, everyone? Say something, yaar. Say something. Yes? Alas. So, nothing to worry. No rounding off issue. Directly input the answer 1638. Okay? Guys, are we clear? Yes or no? Okay? Done. Perfect. Now, the first question, theory. Let's see what is required here and where is the answer. Which of the following controls would be most effective in ensuring that internal reports are properly generated, okay, properly generated and distributed? Options: recipients of reports agreed and updated on a regular basis. Number 2, generation of reports carried out by end users. Okay. Third, reports produced and distributed on a weekly basis. Okay. Last, regional directors produce the reports for strategic decision making. Okay. Now, what do you think? Which is the answer? Just take 2 minutes. Just take 2 minutes. Now, guys, the question is about generating and distributing the report. So, controls for generating and distributing report. First of all, will this question have more than one answer? No. Why? Because it says most effective control. Most effective control. So one answer. Most effective means one. Out of the following controls, which is the most effective, which is the best one out of 4? Which is the best one out of 4? Number 1, recipients of the reports agreed and updated on a regular basis. This is the answer. See, it is very important. Those who will receive the report, it should be agreed. The list that these are the people who will receive the report. So it is important to keep that list updated to ensure the report is not given to anyone who is not relevant. So the owner of the data in the reports, it should be agreed with the owner of the data in the report in order to ensure that only the right person receives the information. The report should be updated on a regular basis, the list, okay? And to whom we need to distribute, it should also be clear. This is the answer. Now, why B is not the answer? Because end users do not know what parameters to set for a report. Plus, end users will not have the time to do it as well. They don't know the parameters as well. Why this is wrong? It says on a weekly basis. No, it depends. Maybe you don't need information on a weekly basis, then no need. Okay? No need. Why this is wrong? Is because the regional directors are involved in strategic planning, strategic decision making. So we'll not ask them to make reports here. We'll not take their time. Plus, they might not have that detailed information about the activity. They might not have that detailed information about the activity. Okay? Plus, they might not have the knowledge to access the data where it is. These are strategic people here. Okay? So no, this is also wrong. So the answer is A. Reports should be agreed and updated on a regular basis. Recipients of the reports, to whom the report will be given, and the list should be updated on a regular basis. So this is a narrative question. You have to look at all the options and filter out the one that can never be the answer so that you get close to the one that is the answer. All right? Clear? Done? So these are the few tips for section A. And now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the 2 days of revision webinars where I tried to cover the tips for section A, B, C. We did had a discussion on C, B, and A. More importantly, what I mentioned initially, that I'll be focusing on important areas, techniques, tips, and tricks. I think I've done it. So all the self-study student now can watch my previous attempt webinar of March 26, available on VIFHE's YouTube channel. More importantly, if you want, you can join my revision batch and you can further increase your chances of passing, which is starting right from tomorrow with a dedicated plan, top 25 to 30 areas, knowledge-based videos along with their practice material, and a grand revision that I'll conduct in the coming week, next week, followed by 2 mocks in which 1 mock will be marked and the feedback will be given. Because this is biggest learning resource one can have, mocks. So if you're interested, you can join, you can contact the team at 97152109087. Okay? Please share your feedbacks in the comment section. Did you like the 2 days of webinar? Those who will watch later on, please, I need your feedbacks. I have tried my best to make it easier and I will continue to do so. My struggle to make PM easier will continue. Remain active in the general WhatsApp groups for all important updates, materials that I'll be sharing. Happy everyone. Feedbacks in form of emojis and what all you can do here. Satisfied? Useful? So all the videos that I've asked you to watch yesterday in the webinar, my exam performance video available on YouTube channel, examinable verb video, read the markers, mind video, smart paper solving technique video, watch it. Those are very useful. It was really nice teaching you people. It was really nice to have you people in these revision webinars. We will stay connected in the grand revision. See you soon next week, and then the mocks and the live debriefs that I'll conduct. So just carry on the hard work and best of luck for your exam. Be motivated. Practice is key. The more you practice, the more confident you are. That's it. Take care. Bye.